Yeah, I think it's a huge success. I think that's the one thing as a Silpharina player from 2019, like when PvP came out in December of 2018, I watched Trainer Tips and Mystic Seven's live stream of a tournament and no one had any clue what was going on. And I dropped a million Stardust while sitting there watching on Pokemon that I didn't know would be good. So I've loved PvP from the beginning, and it's always needed online matchmaking. That's where games get good, is when you can compete online against people from the comfort of your own home whenever you want. So I think that's a huge win, but I think there's still another step the game needs to take to be more competitive and to look at it from the main series game where they have a competitive ladder with like pick six, choose four, or in this case for us, it would be pick six, choose three. I think Go Battle League could evolve one day into separating into casual play and ranked play. So that I think it's great right now, but I think the next step is to provide an esports scene with teams of six, like Silpharina style, pick three, and then have the MMR and rating and stuff, and then just like casual online matchmaking you can practice teams on. I think the game is in an interesting place right now. Niantic always develops some great stuff, but they roll things out slowly. So it took a long time. Like PvP came out in 2018 at the end of it. Go Battle League didn't come out for another like 15 months. So it took them 15 months to get online matchmaking for a feature they already had. So I imagine with esports, firstly, the game needs to be better balanced when it comes to server lag and critical issues that cause wins and losses in battle. Everyone knows that. You get. I'm not preaching, or I'm preaching to the choir, I guess, because you guys all understand that. So that needs to be firstly addressed. And then we need to develop a better in-game scene, like I mentioned earlier, with the pick six, choose three, because that's how competitive structures are built. That's how the Silpharina, like if you have never battled in the Silpharina yet, a lot of Silpharina players are the players who hit rank 10. There is a correspondence, and it's for good reason, because people have competed in the Great League and done so many battle simulations and battles. Like some people have 7,000 wins plus before even Go Battle League came out. I think it was For the Battles, if you guys know her. I believe before Go Battle League came out, she had 7,000 wins in the Great League. That just goes to show how much experience. I don't even have 7,000. I have 2,400. That just goes how much experience players in the community have. And I think having a pick six, choose three format will help create an esport. And we may see that in the future. Maybe it'll be another 15 months from now, but I think that's where this is heading.
I think my opinion is yes. I still would like for it to go towards that direction. It just for me, PvP is like an end game to the game, right? Before there's PvP, you're just kind of collecting stuff. You're comparing who has more 100%. You know, everyone created kind of artificial challenges like, oh, how who can beat this raid the fastest, right? And all this stuff, right? There's all these different challenges. But ever since PvP came out, that's direct competition with other players, right? It's a very direct measurement of a certain set of skills. So I definitely would love for it to go that direction. Me myself, I'm a very competitive person, and I really like competition. Just watching that high level competition as well from my peers. The second part of your question is definitely an important one. Is it possible that can happen? And I think that is definitely a complicated situation because I think the first thing we need to figure out is where does Niantic stand on this? Do they want it to be an esport, right? Do they want it to grow into something that's competitive and heavily funded and big tournaments that has all this coverage and stuff? Or do they still want the game to be more about going outside and meeting people and building community and stuff? And I think you can still have both, right? But I think it just depends on where the priority is. Because there's so much you could do in the game. You could collect shinies, raids, all that stuff. There's a lot they have to split their attention on. And of course, they have AR photography and AR catching and all that stuff. So there's a lot that's definitely on their plate. And I think the second part of that is if they do want to push towards that direction, do they have the capability to build a game that can handle the stress and load of all that stuff? And I know some people get discouraged based on the mechanics, and there's definitely good times where the game's running really smoothly, and sometimes it's just frustrating because there's lag. So I do hope that they are able to work out some of those issues. Of course, with so many people playing, you're bound to have some of those issues. I don't know if you saw this, but recently, I think it was like a few days ago, Ninja, the top streamer on all of Twitch, heavy into a lot of esports, tweeted out that he was playing Pokemon Go Ultra League, right? Doing PvP and stuff, and was really liking it. And so when you have someone like that that's tweeting about the game and talking about it, I really hope that Niantic noticed. I feel like they definitely saw it. I don't know if they're going to do anything about it, but hopefully they see that as an opportunity to say, okay, we have some big names looking into this right now, and this is definitely something that we want to take the investment in. So I do hope they go in that direction, but unfortunately, we don't have too much say in that. So we'll see. But I think the next few months to the next year will definitely be very telling if they go that direction or not.
It's almost like time that Pokemon or Go Battle League might come up with an additional playing field. My idea was that I was thinking is, what if the first half of the season is almost like the qualification, so meaning like the regular season, open season, just like any sports, and if you hit legend or you reach X amount of elo points, you get into the playoffs, and playoffs is the second half of the season. Or if you didn't get into the playoffs, then you continue on to hit that legend. But the people who actually hit that, they have now playoffs, and that's a different style of games or whatever that is, different meta maybe, or you just face X amount of players, different pool. But I wanted to bring this up to you guys because you guys are always there. One, second, you have tons of experience in Silver Arena, and you've been in the game for a long time. So do you think that is something coming in the future, or do you want to see something come in the future that might reshape how we finish up each season?
Sure. Yeah, I think just looking at the history from Niantic, they always come through in the end when it comes to stuff, but it takes a long time. So Mega Evolutions, right, coming out when they first came out, everyone was in rage because of how expensive they were and pay, and it's slowly becoming easier and easier to get access to them. They're getting more and more benefits. Same with Exo Candy, same with raids, PvP. So I think Go Battle League will, in a year's time, will be different than what it was when it started and what it is now. We'll see different stuff. I'd love to see stuff like a practice league where it's a frozen rating. And Caleb and I have talked about this a couple times. I'm like, this is the second season now. They're ending with a Kanto Cup with 0 rating, right? We don't get any rating. And I'm like, what if this is just a test of their new system to create a practice league? Because people just want to try teams without it affecting their rating. And I'm like, I've been advocating for that since the beginning of Go Battle League because I think it's really necessary. Something else I thought might be cool is if they do something like Call of Duty where you have prestige, where you hit legend and then you can choose to reset your rank and you go back to 1, but it's a prestige 1. So then you can climb up to 20 to ace, but it's prestige ace, and you're facing only people that are in the prestige. Does that make sense? So a prestige ace wouldn't be fighting a normal ace. So instead of just having rating and going, to 4,000, it's you hit 3,000 and then you can prestige and reset, but then you only fight people who prestiged and reset, basically. So I thought that'd be cool to keep it going and keep people wanting to play, because it's like, oh man, this guy's a 3rd prestige ace. That's like insane, That would be cool instead of just seeing the rating after legend.
Yeah, that sounds pretty crazy. Caleb, anything to add to that?
Yeah, I think you brought up an interesting point in terms of like different like cutoffs or tournaments and stuff like that. And I think Go Battle League has opened the doors a lot for PvP for Pokemon Go, just even bringing in a lot of new players into the game. I think for organized tournament purposes or like playoffs or like stuff like that, like big exclusive invitationals, I think there's going to have to be a decent amount of work to be done in Go Battle League first for it to not be very controversial, I guess is the best way to put it. Because, right now like you mentioned, there's like dodging, there's like stream sniping, there's still lags, so many other mechanics. And I think just to determine someone's invitational to something so exclusive based off of their Go Battle League performance, can definitely cause quite a bit of issue, because as we all know, there's quite a bit of randomness to Go Battle League, but then there's also some in-game errors or issues that can reduce your chances of making it, as well as other things you take advantage of, like you can stream snipe, or if you're streaming, people in your stream chat can help you too, right? There's many ways to influence the impact of that in kind of an unfair way, whether intentional or not. And yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be an exciting idea, but I would be a little hesitant to launch it based off of the current premise of Go Battle League at the moment, if that was the qualifying piece to it. So those are kind of my thoughts on it too. I think it would change a lot for Go Battle League streaming if how you perform Go Battle League determined your invitational to
No one
tournament.
would stream their
People wouldn't
set.
stream. Yeah,
No one would stream.
They'd be on the biggest delay ever, or they like record all their sets and then like shoutcast it later, you know, live.
Yeah.
Like it'd be really weird. And I think because, you know, Zion guy are thinking the same thing without even talking about this before. Like people probably wouldn't stream the same way, right? Which means that there's something probably needs to be changed before something like that is released through at least Go Battle League. Maybe there's other ways to qualify for something like that, and that would be different. But yeah.
I definitely misheard the question there. Sorry about that. I thought you were talking about just in Go Battle League, not thinking about the tournaments outside. That's actually an interesting thought to that. And I think they might do something like that. Like people who actually compete might be invited in game, you know, because you don't want to invite the whole player base if they haven't played in Go Battle League. So, you know, maybe hitting ace or at least hitting level 20, you know, you have an opportunity at, you know, Go Fest or something to compete in this special tournament. They may make it open, whoever's there, I guess. But yeah, there's a lot still to fix because any Sofa Arena tournament, especially like world championships and finals and regionals, one fast move not going through or one lag, it resets the whole game. Like any small little discrepancy changes the whole match because it actually makes a difference. So the client definitely needs to be like performing a bit better. And also, if they do have it so that your performance in Go Battle League puts you at invitational status and people stop streaming, they have to have practice sessions so that people can stream their practice, no rating battles, you know? Because people will not want to give away their secrets and their teams at all. You would literally see Twitch disappear overnight. King would be the only one still there, I think.
That's the first thing came to my mind, but we would definitely see that. But I think we would also see if that's the case, then I don't know if it's in person. Hopefully it will be in person soon. But what if a new genre arrives with that? You know what I mean? Because now we might be streaming the actual, well, with delay, obviously, because, you know, no stream sniping. Although if it's at a tournament or if it's right live, then you might have a better chance, I guess. But what I'm thinking is that, so there's like the pro league, almost like esports, which you're heading into that question, is that how would like an esports work in a right way that you can actually still stream it and not get sniped, and not get your team red or you know what I mean? Like, I just haven't really pictured that how esports would really work. Would it only work with invitation only? And then, you know what I mean? Like, do you have any idea? Like Zion and Caleb, you guys have any idea on how, if let's say they launch esports, how would that look like? Do you think it's in person only, or it's going to be some sort of a GBL?
It would be in person. I think 100% it would be in person. And it'd be, again, Niantic loves to leave breadcrumbs and do things very slowly. So for anyone who was at GoFest in 2019, Chicago, Dortmund, and I think, was it Yokohama, Japan? They had battle arenas there where you could wait in line, and you had to go through you lose once you're done, you win, you keep moving on. And it was just a one battle in Great League. Blind format, just like Go Battle League. This was before Go Battle League came out, which is funny because if we were paying attention, we would have guessed that something like this was coming. But you did like 4 battles. So you faced off against your first opponent. If you win, you move on. You get to the 4th. If you win 4, you're in the finals against someone else. If you win that, then you got a t-shirt and a medal. I actually have I think I have the medal right here. Yeah, you get this little medal. Pokemon Go Fest. I ran a silly line. I think I ran like a Azumarill Defense Form, Deoxys, and Registeel. I just clobbered through some players. That was before Galarian Sunfisk, but I think they do something like that. It'd be an in-person event because they obviously want to take advantage of people coming back. And Go Fest is a huge event, so they do something like that, or a side event like a Safari Zone, but it's a Go Battle League Safari Zone, where it'd want to draw thousands of people to come visit, and it was a big tournament with a cash prize. That's how it would be. If it was online like it is now, like Go Battle League, that would just, there would be holes everywhere that people could exploit or take advantage of or get hurt by, you know, their own home internet could hurt them. So yeah, that's what I think. Caleb, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree with you completely. I think maybe to make it slightly limiting, they could use. I don't like the idea of this, but I think if it's very popular, they kind of have to do it in terms of if they limit the amount of participation in these in-person events, they would go off of your GBO ranking or rating as a cutoff. Hopefully, it's not too harsh though, because like you said, like there could be so many factors that influence someone's ability to reach that rank, even if it's just home internet purposes. But I agree, it pretty much has to be any serious competitive play has to be done in person. I think that's true for almost all video games, just because when you're in that closed off environment, maybe you have soundproof, you know, recording rooms, whoever, streaming rooms, etc., and you can't get outside assistance because there's referees and stuff watching, but also makes it the stream experience better for everyone because you can't stream snipe, so you can just showcase everything from both sides. It makes it more interesting, and also just the environment of an in-person tournament. You know, back in Sylph, that was a big thing. But I could see in the future if it's through Go Battle League or Pokemon Go, you know, the official company from Niantic hosting these tournaments, it's just way more exciting to see it in person, right?
Yeah.
And have that environment in person.
There was an article done before the legend, I want to say the legend, that ranking system came out, where they were talking about revamping Go Battle League, but it was an article done from a Japanese magazine from a developer from Niantic on Go Battle League. And I translated it to English to see what was being said. But at the end of it, they were saying that they want to eventually make Go Battle League, like once we come out of this, their goal is to make it like an Olympic event, which would be really cool. So, you know, you show up to the event and, you know, you sign up, you know, for the Great League tournament, or you sign up for the Ultra League tournament or the Master League, whatever. And there's gonna be different categories and finalists, maybe age brackets, you know, 18 and under, the 18 to 25, something like that. But they literally said in this interview that they want Go Battle League to feel like the Olympics. So then if you look at what they've done in the past at GoFest, it all makes sense and it's really exciting. But the pandemic is what's stopping us right now. We're just in a holding pattern of seasons waiting for that to come.
I remember that article, and I remember in that article also said the same person that was mentioning that yes, we definitely want esports, but then he almost like downplayed esports, and then he said this Olympic style of their bigger goal is to create this Olympic style of battling, and I had no idea what that meant, but it sounded really cool.